Amitabh Tiwari, what do you make of what we are witnessing right now in the state of Rajasthan? Factionalism in both sides, but more to worry for the Congress, especially where Mr. Gehlot versus Mr. Pilot is concerned.
Yes, so essentially what Gehlot is trying to do is that remind Congress that these 20 MLAs had rebelled and he wants to deny tickets to Sachin Pilot's camp so that his camp gets a lesser number of tickets because the CM position is still open in Rajasthan. The Congress has not announced Ashok Gehlot as its chief ministerial candidate. Now we have to understand that the Congress situation here is similar to the Karnataka situation of BJP. The Congress has never won in the last 3 elections 54 seats, despite forming government twice, which means that the Congress needs to win 100 out of 150 seats. And that is why we see that in both 2008 and 18, it was not able to get simple majority on its own. That is the most tricky part for Congress in Rajasthan elections. In terms of stronghold seats also, the Congress has won 3 out of 3 times only 5 seats, whereas BJP has 28 seats. So this factionalism is not only going to impact the ability of the Congress party to make a comeback or win the elections, but the distribution of the Congress camp into 2 factions largely also means that both the factions will be up against each other and try to undo both the parties, and that is likely to have an impact on the electoral results. And that is why also probably the BJP has not announced any CM candidate, because there is a strong trend of change of government and it wants to exploit, or it wishes to exploit, the anti-incumbency against the government and the factionalism within the Congress unit.
You know, the Congress would turn around and say we wanted to exploit the factionalism within the BJP, but right now, Avinash Kala, the way things are poised, you know, what was the need of Mr. Gehlot to rake up something which happened in 2020, especially at a time where optics was concerned, a truce was called for. Pressure tactics before ticket distribution, one can understand, but the messaging which goes out then will ruffle a lot of feathers.
Well, it would be naive of anybody to think that Mr. Gehlot would not rake this issue up. Optics is something that has been forced and the Congress party hasn't been able to get it right. My friend Swarnim is also on the panel. He would refute me, but look at it. When ERCP, the protest started, and it started in the eastern Rajasthan in Bara area where Gujars have a vote, say Mr. Pilot was missing. He was there in the thing came out that he was there in for an exam or a promotional thing in the army. But he was missing in action. The Congress party's biggest challenge is to just bring these 2 leaders on the same page. And as rightly Amitabh pointed out, those 53 seats. And again on that, the Chief Minister has said that there is an anti-incumbency against the sitting MLAs. But he's also saying my 120 people who got my government in should be safeguarded. So the rift between the Congress is way too bigger than what we see in the BJP, and it's a worrying sign, because all was good. You know, I spoke to sources inside the party. They were saying wait for a couple of hours and the list is out, but they don't want to spoil another optics, because day after Priyanka Vadra is coming in for a rally, and if the list comes out and there is a rebellion, they don't want anything prior to that. So Congress is taking one step at a time and very, very cautiously.
Well, you're right there, bang on, because Mr. Kala, you know, we have been waiting for that list. We've got the second list of Chhattisgarh. They said that the Rajasthan list would be announced, the Congress, that later this evening. Doesn't seem it's going to be announced today at all. Will it be announced tomorrow? We don't quite know. But having said that, let's cut across to Swarnim Chaturvedi of the Congress. Swarnim Chaturvedi, what you were expecting to cash on, which was factionalism, where the BJP was concerned at the back of what's gone down with Vasundhara Raje Scindia and the rebels in the BJP, right now, it seems you've got a lot going on in your own divided house.
No, there is no divided house in Congress. Right now, we are focusing to win the elections on the basis of the welfare schemes that we have floated. Our government has done so much. We have floated so much welfare schemes that even the other state governments are studying the schemes that we have made. So right now there is only one thing, that is there is one government that fulfills the promises. There is one government, like we can say the central government, that doesn't fulfill the promises. They made the promises
Okay.
of curbing
So, Mr.
price
Swarnan
rise, curbing
Chakravarti, in the middle of it, how did
unemployment.
Mr. Gehlot find the time to talk about what went down all the way back in 2020, where he spoke of rebels, who'd taken 10 crores of rupees, and the ones who stuck by him were even offered 30 crores, and it was only touch and go because only 3 or 4 were needed, but they didn't go to the rebel camp.
CM Gehlot Saab was saying that the BJP is leveling the charges of corruption on the MLAs. On what he said is that our MLAs are not corrupt. They refuse the money offered by the BJP. That was what Mr. Gehlot was saying. So if somebody has to answer about the corruption, that is the BJP has to answer, because the BJP senior leaders of the BJP has leveled corruption charges on the central minister in Rajasthan. BJP leaders are leveling corruption charges even in the ticket distribution.